Okay, so before we get started with the demo, I just want to show you guys the Contact Insights app in Outlook. We're just going to explore a little bit on how you can install that and some of the navigation around this app. Okay, so I'm just going to flip over here to my demo environment. We can see here that I'm on Cronus USA, and I'm currently logged in as the user Sven Mortensen. Okay, I've also set up an Outlook account for a fictitious Business Central customer in the system. So that would be Ian DeBerry, and he is with Alpine Ski House. Okay, so that's Alpine Ski House is a customer set up in Business Central. I've created this fictitious email account here for that user. Okay, going back to Business Central here, I'm just going to show you guys how you can install the app in Outlook. So I'm going to go to Assisted Setup. And I believe that it's in the do more with Business Central section. So here it is. So we got a nice wizard. If you click on this, we can see here it's already been set up in my demo environment, and there's also some help, and there's also a video you guys can watch to get this set up. So I'm not going to go into too much of the setup of this and more just on the actual usage of the app. Okay, I'm going to switch over to Outlook now, and we can see here that I already do have my Business Central open here right in Outlook. Okay, so I was on this email here, My Analytics. I've linked this email address here to this Adam Corporation. So right here in Business Central, we can see that I can drill into the balance of this customer. I can see any ongoing sales transactions they may have, and as well some statistics here, such as if they have a balance, any overdue balances, what's owing, and when their last payment was. Okay, so this would all be available to a sales user. If they're looking to do a quote or an invoice or something, they can see all that information about the potential customer, so that they can make business decisions around it right on the fly if they wanted to. Okay. We can also create transactions from here. So if I go to new, I got a whole list of transactions in Business Central that I can create. Okay. I'm also going to mention that this can also be used for purchasing transactions, but for demo purposes today, we're just going to focus on sales. Okay, so let's switch over to our customer's email, and we'll create a new email to Sven asking for a quote on some product. Okay, so here I am. I already have an email drafted here asking for a quote. I'm going to send that off, and we're looking for a quote on 4 yards of quarter down. I'm going to go back into Outlook here, and we can see that I have now received the email from Ian. And what's wonderful here is that it's pulled up the associated customer now. So we can see things such as the balance and that there is a past due balance. So very important information that our sales manager might want to know. And from here, we can now go to new sales quote. Okay, and what I want to show you guys here is the demonstration of the artificial intelligence. So we can see here now that my email had 4 yards of quarter down, and when creating the quote, we get this suggested line items box that's asking us if we really do want to order 4 yards of quarter down. So we can say yes and okay. And there we go. So we got a quote created just like that for Alpine Ski House. It's added our quantity of 4. Just going to show you guys that it is yards as well. And if we want to review everything else in this email quote, we can go ahead and do that. And if everything is fine, we can choose our little more actions button over here and send this quote back to Ian by email. So I'm going to choose that option. What it's going to do, it's going to generate an email. It's going to attach the quote, but it's also going to put it here in the body of the email. And if everything looks good, I can fire off this quote to Ian. Perfect. Now let's switch back into Ian's email. Wait for that email to come in. And there it is. So we can see here now that we got the quote from Sven. So if Ian wants to review it here, he can, or he can pull up the actual document as well. So let's just review that document here. Okay, so we get a nice pretty quote here generated out of Business Central. So all generated right from Outlook. And if everything looks good, what's going to happen is Ian here is going to reply back to Sven saying everything looks good. Please proceed with the order. Okay, so let's send that back off. Switching back into Outlook here for Sven. We're going to get that reply. Okay, and please proceed with the order. He wants us to do that, so we can use these wonderful tiles here to jump right into our ongoing sales quotes. So we did have a few in the system. I'm going to choose the one that we just were working with. There we go. And from here, I can make this an order. So we're going to get a little warning here asking us if we really do want to do that. We're going to click yes. Just give a little time to do its work. And so we can see here now, we do have the sales order generated for Alpine Ski House. A nice little feature here too is that we also get warnings in the system. So this particular warning is telling us that the quantity has an issue. So that's great. Also, it's telling us the customer has an overdue balance. Okay, so these notifications are great. We see them in Business Central, but also have them here in Outlook. This is also a very good feature, letting Sven here know that this customer has an overdue balance is just a great way to get information out of Business Central straight to the user. Okay, so now that this is created to an order, we can go ahead and if we wanted to, we can send this confirmation back to Ian. Okay, and that's pretty much the whole process. So we can see here we've done all of the transacting through this Contact Insights app. It's in real time, so if we switch over here into Business Central, I'm going to pull up this customer of Alpine Ski House. And I'm just going to show you guys here that that quote is, or the order is live now in the system. So if I use my little tabs here to drill into this customer's ongoing sales orders, we can see that one that we just created, so that would be this one right here, is live now in the system. Okay, so very powerful tool. I love it that it integrates Outlook with Business Central so well, as well the artificial intelligence, how it can read the body of the email and suggest lines to us. That is just a great feature, and I only think that there's more advancements that can be made in regards to that. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that this whole Outlook app is also available on your mobile devices. So if your sales managers are out there in the field, they can do this exact same thing right on the fly, right from the client's offices if they wish. Okay, so here's a quick recap of what we covered in today's webinar. We installed the app from the assisted setup. We took a look into what's recognized in the Contact Insights app, such as email addresses and words in the body of the email. And we generated transactions through the app, and we've reviewed those transactions in Outlook. Also, last point here is to make sure that you explore this app as well on your mobile devices to see how powerful it really is.